Barbara and I would like to just take an opportunity to welcome all of you here. It's good to see so many of you out this evening. And we're going to do just a little speaking, and then Mother and Daddy had requested that we do some type of entertainment. They want to showcase our talent, I guess. Or lack thereof, so Sarah says. Anyway, we're just really glad you're here, and we're going to do a little brief history as we understand it, because most of the things we don't have a remembrance of. How's that? Better? Anyway, go ahead and help yourself to refreshments and just make yourself comfortable. And I'm going to turn it over to Barbara.
Well, I'm Barbara Chase McKinney, and I'm the elder of the two children. I know you're having a hard time telling. Add my welcome to Donald's, and we're so glad that everybody took the time to come out today. Just for fun, how many people here consider yourself family of Glen and Ellen? If you're family, Mom and Dad, look around. This is your family. Okay, another group. How many people consider themselves friends from the local area? You're from Montezuma, Macon County, Oglethorpe. And they chose this venue today because their love for this community, and we really appreciate you all coming out. How many friends do we have that might be from the state of Georgia, but maybe not from the local area? Anybody from further afield in Georgia? Okay. How about anybody from outside of Georgia? Do we have anybody here who's outside of Georgia? I see some Floridians. I see some Tennesseans. Oklahoma. I think they traveled the furthest. My dad's cousin from Oklahoma. Well, that's really exciting that you come from many places here to celebrate this occasion. So when we arrived on Wednesday night, they gave us a review of the story of how they met. And I won't share all the details, but there were a few key points that I learned or were reminded of. First, my dad used a pickup line on my mom. That's a little hard to imagine, but wait till you hear the line. It was, here's the setting. She's working in the Dixie Queen restaurant as a waitress, and Dad is a young client. He says to her, he would like a 16 on the rocks. Now, does anybody know what a 16 on the rocks is?
16-ounce glass of iced tea.
Iced tea? No. Okay, so a Dr. Pepper on ice. Do you remember the Dr. Pepper? It used to have the triangle, and you were refreshing or circle. Okay.
10, 2, and 4.
You refreshed.
It was 10, 2, and 4.
You refreshed it 10, 2, and 4 on the Dr. Pepper. So he ordered a 16 on the rocks just to get her attention. The second.
It worked.
It worked. Okay. Grandchildren, listen, that's how it works.
No, don't do that.
The other part of the story that I was reminded of is that their two brothers played a role in getting them to meet. Apparently, Dad asked his brother, Richard, who was a classmate of Mom's brother, Billy Heath, he asked Richard to find out from Billy how he could get in contact with my mom. So we have their two brothers to thank for getting them together. We have Aunt Elizabeth to thank for teasing my mom. Apparently, on one of their earlier dates, my dad said he would come by and pick up my mom on Sunday afternoon. And she thought that would mean 2 o'clock, but he had worked all day. That was my dad. He had worked all day, and he thought he would pick her up around 6. Well, by that time, Aunt Elizabeth had teased her and said, "You've been stood up, you've been stood up." And so I guess she went and got in bed, and then my dad showed up at 6. Fortunately for Donald and I, she got out of bed and went out with them, and the rest is history. I think their first date was December 6th in 1959, and the wedding day was November 23, 1960. The other thing that I was pretty amazed at by the story is that my mom took a stand to join my dad's church, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and has changed our lives. They've been instrumental in sending us both through Christian education, and our children are now in Christian education, and she took a stand on her own to join my dad, and we've all been thankful for that ever since. I got a chance to review their pictures and work on a slideshow with the help of my family. And when I looked at the pictures, I saw 3 main categories. One was their love of their family. They had more pictures of grandkids than anybody else, and than anything else. The other was their love of farming. There were a lot of farming pictures, and Donald's going to talk a little bit about farming. And there were a lot of pictures from trips they'd been on, their love of travel. But there were some pictures that I couldn't find, and they were pictures of the service that they have always been a part of to their community, to their church, to their family. And it dawned on me, those are not things that you can capture in pictures. But I have been very appreciative of the service that they have given to their church and community, and their example of service that they have showed to us, their family.